know what I'm saying?
But now let's get on that fantasy focus right now. We're going to stick with the NFC South right now. As far as let's talk about quarterbacks out the South right now.
Limited.
Of course, Breeze is like top dog. I mean, there's really no competition anywhere else. But a guy that I think is going to really emerge this year is Rays man Matt Ryan.
Of course, yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, this is 3 years. I think it's going to be his breakout season. His Pro Bowl season.
It's limited. It's Matt Ryan and Drew Brees. Anybody else?
Yeah, it's not a lot of options after that. I mean, Matt Moore may be a serviceable number 2.
No.
He may be a serviceable number 2.
He's that waiver wire guy.
He's like that
that's
guy.
what I'm saying. Like that.
But
like
usually you
you
back a backup quarterback.
I know.
Matt Moore's like that guy when your quarterback's dirt.
Like when you're desperate and you need a quarterback. Yeah, I hear you.
Well,
because he does have Steve Smith. You take a 5-yard pass for a touchdown. So I see what you're talking
Drew
about.
Brees is an obvious choice, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But Matt Ryan is like, to me, he's a great backup. To me, he still hasn't proven himself as a consistent fantasy starter.
I think if you draft and strengthen your squad in terms of running back and wide receiver, and you want to go to late round and look for that good quarterback that can add on to your points, not give you like 5 points, you know what I'm saying, that week, Matt Ryan's your guy.
Me personally, I have Matt Ryan in my other fantasy league, but the way I structured it was I put a lot of top-notch skill players around him where Matt Ryan's going to do what he uses. He's consistent. He's not a guy that's going to really throw a lot of turnovers or create turnovers and like that. So he's going to give you that 200 yards passing, maybe a touchdown to Roddy White or something like that.
Roddy White has Tony Gonzalez.
You just don't want him to put up bad numbers. So, I also think Matt Ryan would be a good look for us long-term if you're like in a keeper league. But another guy, a sleeper to me, would be Josh Freeman at the end of the season. If you struggling at quarterback at the end of the season, I think Josh Freeman might turn it on in the season. You might be able to pick him up.
Rushing yards.
Maybe that championship game, 16th week, when it doesn't matter, he might
kill. Doesn't help you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, let's hop into the running backs. Running backs is pretty much it's kind of loaded, but it's not as loaded as other divisions. I mean, your top dog would probably be Michael Turner and D'Angelo Williams. A couple questionable guys would be Pierre Thomas and Jonathan Stewart. What you guys think about them?
Nah, D'Angelo Williams, I don't think he's going to have a good year. Because I think it's going to be 8 in the box for at least the first 5 games until Matt Moore proves he can carry the load. And he missed that earlier.
Would you
talking about
Steve
Carolina.
Smith man-to-man?
I missed that earlier.
Steve Smith man-to-man? You don't think they can take advantage of that? If they playing 8 in the box, Steve Smith's getting one-on man-to-man cover. That's wrong.
Who's throwing the ball?
But think about it.
Throw it up. Steve Smith will go get it.
They can slide the safety on Steve Smith because there's no one else.
Jake Delhomme wasn't that good either.
Because there's no one else for even to look off of Steve Smith.
Steve Smith didn't have anybody for years.
What I'm trying to say is that because there's no one else on the side of Steve Smith,
on the other side,
they can leave the corner and put a safety over.
I'm saying before what's his face came back, before Moose Muhammad came back, who they have?
Well, Steve Smith Steve Smith did get out at the end of last year when Matt Moore came in because Matt Moore was able to open it up a little bit more. But let's get off the way. We're still talking about running backs here. So, what do you think about Jonathan Stewart then?
Well, do you want a backup as a starter?
Me personally, no. I would not pick a backup as a starter.
That's too risky. Yeah. I mean, unless you have unless in terms of running backs, you have a lot of running backs and you just want to pile on in terms of like injuries, just in case injuries occur and you're desperate, then you get Jonathan Stewart. In terms of making him like your running back or whatever, no. Jonathan Stewart to me, he should be on the free agent wire because it's not. I mean. If you're not a starter, if you're not getting 20 carries to 25, then you shouldn't be on my team.
Well, what about the running back situation down in New Orleans? I mean, you have Pierre Thomas, who showed that he can pretty much carry the load for New Orleans last year, and then you have Reggie Bush, who's pretty much like the new millennium Ronnie Harmon, Larry Sanders. So
honestly, I mean, from what I saw in preseason, Pierre Thomas he's a good goal line back, but in terms of Reggie Bush scores in multiple ways. You know, he can catch a touchdown. He can rush for a touchdown. He can do punt returns. So if you're looking for a running back, you know, you're desperate, and you know the draft. Everyone's drafting running backs early, and you need that third running back. You can just get to Reggie Bush, and that'd be a good pickup.
My only thing about picking up Reggie Bush is, if you're looking for a running back that's going to actually give you something on a weekly basis,
for consistency,
don't look for Reggie Bush. Because to me, I think a lot of people they fall in love with Reggie Bush for them big games that he has, but me personally, I wouldn't be looking for Reggie Bush to like the very end of draft he's available.
If you have that if you're in that league that has that option, that little option wide receiver running back, Reggie Bush is a good option.
Well, let's talk about wide receiver. We were just talking about Steve Smith earlier. The other elite wide receiver in the league is Ray's boy Roddy White, who's you can actually put him in the debate as far as being one of the top 5 wide receivers in the league. You can actually make that debate for him. And outside of those guys, I mean, you have a lot of young wide receivers. Then you have Colston. I mean, with the New Orleans wide receiver set, as far as those guys goes, I mean, you actually think it's a lead dog as far as in New Orleans, or is this Colston?
Oh, Colston. Colston is the man in New Orleans. That's Drew Brees' man. That's the Mr. Red Zone right there. Jump balls, back shoulder throws. It's Colston over there in New Orleans. Nobody can do it like him.
Look out for Harry Douglas this year.
He's back from a knee injury. How's his knee doing?
Oh, he's good. You know, they come back stronger. That's how Steve Smith came back.
Yeah, and speaking of Steve Smith, that's the lead dog to me in that conference. When healthy, Steve Smith, you can't beat.
It's been, baby. He's going to be another sleeper. In my opinion. Fisher, you got somebody else.
Me and Ray were debating this earlier as far as Ray's kind of on the really has been. Me personally, I like Mike Williams from Syracuse. I think right now
that's where he's from, Syracuse.
He had first round talent, but he had terrible behavior skills in school. He really didn't know how to act. He really didn't even seem like he even want to be in college. But I think with the opportunity he's going to get in Tampa Bay to pretty much evolve as the lead catcher, because me personally, I think Ben won't really evolve into a wide receiver to probably letting into the second or third year. Because right now Mike Williams is pretty much it's shown that it's really no competition down there.
Hey, it's preseason. We've been saying that the whole show.
It is.
Wait till the games count, and then we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But I guarantee he won't get drafted in our league.
You sure?
I haven't seen him get drafted in any league I've been in yet. And I'm in a 20-man league on ESPN, and nobody picked him.
I think a lot of people aren't really know about him. Because, Wally, you didn't know where he went to school.
I didn't know what school he went to. Yeah. I just saw stats. I saw stats.
Pretty much, you know what he is? He's a poor man's Dez Bryant. That's what he was in college. He was a poor man's Dez Bryant.
All right, well, I'm going to draft Anthony Armstrong. I'm going to draft dude from the Jets, not from the Jets, from the Giants, who caught 3 touchdowns. Let's just draft all the preseason heroes.
You going to get Banks, too?
Banks a beast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't get twisted. I like Banks. Banks a beast.
Well, Marcus Mason, where's he at? I'll take him, too.
Oh, speaking of running backs, in terms of that division, Cadillac's going to have an awesome year because Derek Ward is gone. So he's going to be a beast.
Yeah, Cadillac better start running like a Cadillac, but let's get to those tight ends.
Tony Gonzalez, baby, all day.
I don't even want to.
It's all Atlanta right now, man. It's all
about ATL, baby.
Tony Gonzalez.
Jeremy Shockey, Kellen Winslow, who's better? Dante Rosario? Who's going to be a sleeper?
I'm going with Tony Gonzalez. I'm not going to say he's not.
Exactly.
See, you know what? I'm trying to agree with him. That's why we always argue.
Well, no.
I'm not trying. Algie, where Algie at? Get him back in Atlanta.
Man, he played for the Patriots.
Let's get Algie back in Atlanta.
That's
though.
Wally.
Go
Algie
ahead.
Crumpler.
Go ahead.
He got the muscle shirt on, too.
Go ahead.
With the King Beef.
But as far as tight end, it pretty much starts and ends with Tony Gonzalez.
Automatica.
Because I don't see Kellen Winslow do anything with Freeman, and Kellen Winslow's been on the decline for years.
Who's the kicker in the NFC South that you like? Since you're the kicker guru, who you gonna pick up in the draft?
Morton Anderson.
I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet.
You don't want Morton Anderson?
Nah, I don't want.
Because you're gonna pick him up free agency. That's why.
That's what I'm gonna do. Pick him with the last pick.
I don't even know where to even start from there, but.
But Jeremy Shockey's my sleeper in terms of
man.
tight
He
end.
messed with Vita Guerre, bro. He's not. Jeremy Shockey, dude.
For real?
That's his girl. That's why he having seizures and.
That's why he's missing giant
He
Super
don't
Bowls
know
and whatever.
what to do,
Wandering
man.
the streets.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got that, but anyway.
Hey, I guess do tight ends get paid like that? I guess so. He might have got a few dollars.
Tight ends, baby. And she has a tight end.
Is that the devil party coming out of your ring?
I can't look at women now. Lord forgive me. I cursed earlier anyway.
But that's our fantasy focus right there as far as the NFC South goes. But before we head out of this show, you guys got any last words? What about you over there, 50?
Good luck to y'all on Monday, at our fantasy draft. That's all I got to say,
I'm just going to try to, take the proper steps to regain my championship. That's all I can say.
Shout out to all them dudes in my fantasy league that I just drafted in last week because San Fran, Pittsburgh, they were all well represented. San Fran defense going to be nice. That's one of my fantasy sleepers when we get to the West, unless y'all already covered it while I wasn't here.
The West? No, we ain't covered the West yet.
Oh, well, the Midwest going to need to be covered after I'm finished with the NFL, baby. Let's go.
Only thing I can say is, Will, you ain't going to repeat. I'm not even worried about you, 50. So.
And, Urban Sports Team Fantasy League, shout out to y'all. Fantasy Football the week next week.
Fantasy grades, Urban Sports Team. Our draft is Thursday.
That wraps up another Urban Sports Scene show. R.I.P. Super Daryl in your fantasies.
Retired from what?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm talking more than Super Daryl even talks anyway. But on behalf of the Urban Sports Scene, we holler at you guys later.
Don't ride like my partner used to. Tight jeans, funny haircuts, damn.